Good day, everybody. This is Kevin Hogan coming to you from Minnesota, getting ready to head over to the other side of the world in the morning. Wanted to make a special video for you today. I wanted to show you one way that you could be seen in the sea of everything out there. There's 8 billion people on this earth. Every day people are starting a business, starting a new project, writing a book. They're doing something that they need attention for, and they don't really know how to get the attention. And so they'll put all this money into stuff. Oh, I'm going to buy a really cool website. I'm going to get this marketing company to work for me, and I'm going to... Can I just tell you, just to stop for a second, I just want to share with you 3 ideas on how to make a successful business, okay? A successful business, really simple, okay? First of all, I want you to think in terms of solutions, okay? Like, what is this product that you're making? Like, if I showed you a watch right now, like a watch, it doesn't mean anything. It's just a watch, okay? Watches don't sell. Something about the watch gives the wearer of the watch something special to either themselves or to the people around them, or both, or they perceive that it does, right? Okay, so if you're writing a book, and say that you're writing a book on financial planning, and say that you wanted to sell it and then all of a sudden it didn't sell, and you put it up and you hadn't talked to me, you hadn't been to Inner Circle, you could have saved yourself a lot of money and made yourself a fortune. I'll tell you one piece of advice that actually will work. Everybody needs financial planning, everybody. So why not break it down into people that are in specific groups, like real life financial planning for carpenters, real life financial planning for real estate agents, real financial planning for loan officers, real financial planning for women. Now here's the deal. There is no difference between financial planning for women, dentists, doctors, or men. It's the same plan, okay? It's the same plan. You don't invest in this mutual fund if you're a woman and that one if you're a guy. That's not how life works, okay? But when it comes to getting recognized, people are going to be interested in their identity. And your connection with their identity is this book, this financial planning book for dentists, marketing for chiropractors, okay? Making money as a geologist, how to do well as a loan originator. That's how people think. It's the same exact principles in every single business. It's the same. It's the same principles. Once you find out like the demographics and where people buy the watches and where people buy books and all that kind of stuff, that's really easy. And then it's the same exact plan pretty much everywhere you are on this planet. There's minor differences, but it's very similar. So that's one thing that you can do. The second thing is to remember that the fast eat the slow. This is something that I have discovered. Well, I don't think it's fair to say I discovered it. I think a lot of people knew this all along. But being first is really important. Being second's pretty good, but being 27th can kill you. So if you get a great idea, you want to be first in your market. And that means when you get your idea today, you start the marketing plan today, like right now. Don't worry about making the product yet, okay? Make the marketing plan. If you make the marketing plan and then develop the product slowly as your marketing plan comes together, you'll be able to launch your product with a complete plan in a product launch, whether you're selling jewelry or perfumes or lotions or clothes or whatever it is. Develop the marketing plan at the same exact time that you're developing the product. And the fast eat the slow. The first people to market have an enormous advantage. The second people can learn from the mistakes of the first, and where they may or may not become better sellers of the product than the person who started it, opened the area. One thing is for sure, the guy who's number 2, the girls who's number 2, they're going to do quite well if they're smart enough to look and see what their leader is doing right and wrong. Once you find out what they're doing right and wrong, it's really easy for you to make adjustments and fill in the gaps that they aren't filling. And finally, the coolest piece of advice perhaps is to have a special touch. I think that the special touch beats sales every single time. To sell something is to pitch something, and I don't like pitching. In fact, the only kind of pitching I like is in baseball when I go outside and I play catch with my son. That's it. Pitching is not for me. Pitching is not for me to tell you. If you ask me what product to buy, I will tell you, buy that product right there. Do that specific project. Be in inner circle if you can get your application accepted. Do those kinds of things. I'm not going to give you a pitch. Special touch works like this. When I went to sell my last house, I had a number of realtors that I interviewed. And of those realtors that I interviewed, a couple of them came over and showed me listings that they have for other houses that they're trying to sell. I immediately shoved them out the door because I couldn't believe that they were that foolish to do that. The third gentleman that came over, his name was Gary. Gary, the real estate guy. Gary came over with a book. It was this thick. The book was called The Hogan Family Home, and it had a picture of the home. It had a nice crescent that was on there, a little logo for the Hogan family, really cool, the front. And the book is this thick, and it starts off with a history of the Hogan home, who owned it before, what the guy did, what they did, family information, special things that they did in life, how cool it was that you got their home, and then how special the Hogans were, some of the special events that happened in their life that they grabbed off of Google images and all that. And he put together a really special book. And then of course he had comps and other houses that were like mine for sale in the area. And then he also put together some of the tips and strategies that you can use when you want to make your house look really, really nice for sale. And finally, to close off the book, he introduced himself and his wife and his kids to me, the seller, at the end of the book. He didn't tell me anything about himself at the meeting for him and me. He just asked me questions about the house. What would you like to get for it? What do you really need to get for it? What would you be willing to take? Where's your drop point? Where do you say absolutely not? What if you go $1 lower? He asked all the right questions. He found out, what are you willing to do? How much are you willing to put into it? Where are you going to work on it? And he took notes. So it meant that whatever I said must have been important. But what really got him the sale, and what got him the sale when we bought this place, was the fact that he came over with a book called The Hogan Family Home, because that was my home. And that's what got him the sale. It's the special touch. I bet you it cost him $5 to put, maybe 10 to put that thing together. It cost $10, and I bet you he sees people that say no to him. But for $10, you know what he made when he sold this house? Just him? A lot of money. A lot of money. Because he was smart enough to take the time to put together a book that took him 2-3 hours probably. You get a template, once you get the template, you can put it together. But this is what you want to do, is what Gary, the real estate guy, did. Put something together special for the people that you work for, that you love, that you're with. That's going to make your life work better. It's going to make you a better person. It's going to make you a lot more fun to do business with. And it's going to make you and your family a lot more money and still serve the people that you need to serve. Cool? Okay, guys, that's it for now. I will see you here next time.